Well, I don't know if you can see that, but that says 27 degrees at 6:15 at night. I haven't even got an entry to this race. I'm hoping that they've got some spare bibs. Someone somewhere said, fancy the Malvern 10k? I'm just like a moth to a flame, I can't say no. So hopefully they've got a bib and I can get involved in this race. Apparently it's an easy one. So yeah, should be good if I can get in.
5 or 10?
10k, please.
So that'll be £20.
There we go. Thank you very much.
I'm going to give you number 236. Could
My
you
lucky
write
number.
the number in the box and your 10k there, just so we've got it?
Yeah, we'll do.
And then fill the form out for me.
So I've managed to get in. Now the problem is doing this. This is not a road 10k. This is a multi-terrain, hilly 10k. Now this race is done by the Malvern Joggers running club, and I think it's good. Obviously I love doing my Valencias and my Great North runs and the big races, but every now and again I think it's really good to support your local club. And I'm so I'm here doing this 10k. I've wanted to do this race. I've been aware of it for years now, but I've never either been available or I don't know, time's not been right. And last minute someone just said to me, a guy called Brad, might even see him, might even bump into him tonight, he just said, Malvern 10k tomorrow? And I just haven't been, that was yesterday, and I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. And I went on the website, you can do same day entry. So here I am, 27 degrees, what am I doing? This is supposed to be a summer of speed. But we're gonna go up there. So this will be an interesting run, but hopefully it'll be really good for my training. I don't really do many hills at the moment. I don't think I've done any hill training in the last, I don't know, since Leeds really. I've just been doing either speed work or easy stuff. I've done a couple of hills during my easy stuff, but I'm now thinking, why am I here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Anyway, the way I'm going to race this, I'm going to have a look at the elevation in a minute and the plot of the route. But the way I think I'm going to do this is start out steady, pace the first half, race the second half. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try and go out about 5-minute K in, 8-minute mile in, and then towards the end we'll see if we can reel a couple of people in and hopefully not melt like a Mr. Freeze pop left out in the sun. So yeah, let's see how we do. So I'm going to go get race ready. I've got a while yet, I've got an hour till kick off, so I can go and chill for a little bit, get the aircon on in the car and yeah, prepare for battle. Right, so I've got the air conditioning on because it's extremely warm out there, so I do apologise. Let's turn it down. I'll just cook. It's a good bit of content. Right, so let's have a look. Malvern Joggers 5 and 10k, £17.50 affiliated. I've just paid 20 quid, so £2.50 I've just cost myself because I couldn't be bothered to book this race yesterday. Scroll 10k route, here we go. Looks like you're not connected to a network. Brilliant. That's how much in the hills we are. There's no internet out here. Oh, I've got E. Right, do you know what? That was probably thrilling to sit through and watch, wasn't it? But I've got a feeling there are several big hills to go up. I even think I read that one of the hills is Swinyard Hill, which is one of those hills over there above the cars. If that's true, then that's going to be bad. That's going to be really bad if that's true. Everyone's got running vests on, carrying water, carrying supplies. I haven't brought mine. Starting to worry. Starting to think that the 8-minute mile-in plan is not a good plan at all. If I did 8-minute mile-in or 5-minute kilometering, that would get me in 50 minutes. Which sounds, you know, when I think my PB's 41, I did 42 last week, that's within my wheelhouse, isn't it? But these hills, I'm on the trails, I'm in my trail shoes. It's 27 degrees. Yeah, shall we say sub 50 would be a good result? That would be a good result. I think that's what we'll say, yeah. Somewhere between 50 and 53 I think will be expected, but sub 50 would be a really good result. Well, I think this is my first trail 10k. I've done a half marathon way back. That was like episode 10. I think I ran a 2.5 hour half marathon on the trail back then. That was a fairly flat one as well. But it just, trails just really slow you down. But I've never done a trail 10k, so I am excited for this because I just genuinely love the trails. I mean, I don't need to say much more about that. I just love trails, but they're hard. So yeah, do I go and try and, for the performance side of things, go a bit faster and maybe race it, or do I go on the, you know, the training side of things where I just rein everything in and just remember that this is not a fast course? A sensible thing to do would be that. I'm not going to do that, am I? Come on, we all know that. Okay, so I'm finally online, finally on the website. There's the route. Yes, it does go up Swinyard Hill. Oh my God, look at this. Look at that hill, 6k. Oh my God. I wish I hadn't looked now. Okay, maybe it's a good thing that I know that that's coming. Okay, so what about this? We'll take the first 6k steady and then we'll try and, yeah, pick the pace up on that big downhill and destroy our quads and undo all of the good work I've been doing in the last few weeks for my summer of speed. Yeah, oh well, that's what happens on the trails. That's what happens. Gotta be fair, yes it is warm, but what a beautiful evening to be out running. This is just magnificent. There's a little Malvern Priory behind me, which is a nice feature of the Malverns. There's Breeden Hill, over towards sort of Evesham. That way we've got a great view of the Cotswold Escarpment over there. And yeah, this is going to be really hard, but it's going to be good. I think they call it brutal. It's going to be beautifully brutal. Right, so you know earlier I mentioned someone called Brad. Here he is.
Hey,
he's got me down.
Finally got to meet the legend.
Yes. So when you mentioned, stop it. When you mentioned it yesterday, it's been living rent free in my head.
Yeah.
And I've just thought I'm going to have to do this.
Well,
now.
I think it's a popular local race, and I don't think there's anybody going to be taking it steady today.
So there's
in the sun.
There's 5k and there's 10k.
10, yeah.
So you're in for the 5.
I've opted for the more sensible distance. I think. I took a rain check and thought this is the one for me.
Any targets? Any ideas?
To be honest, not roll my ankle. I think that's going to be the one. No, I think there's a favourable field on the 5. So
okay.
Could be a nice one near the top.
Sounds good.
I did a Wild Forest Park run not so long back, and I did that in just under 21. So I'd like to get near that.
Oh, okay. So now we're talking a decent runner then. Wild Forest is like
it's
mountainous.
Intense. Yes, it's intense. I think I went in with not knowing what was coming in that one, so it was just hang on.
Yeah.
Go for it and hang on.
Brad, it's been a pleasure to see you in the flesh.
Nice to finally meet you, mate.
Good luck today.
Have a good race.
So here we go then, the Malvern Joggers 10k. Now this is a pretty big race around these parts. It's quite a popular race, and it's a race that has escaped me, eluded me for years. I've always wanted to do it, but for one reason or another I've just not got round to it. I've either been ill or doing something else. And midweek races, I don't know what it is, I don't do too many of them. I don't think I really have ever done one. Just trying to think. I know I did a 3,000 metres the other week on the track, but apart from that I don't think I've done a midweek race. And it is weird, the feeling of not racing on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. So it is a bit of an odd kind of feeling. But anyway, here we are in the first mile of this Malvern 10k. Now it is a hard start. It is an undulating uphill start, so baptism of fire really. And now the first obstacle is upcoming. We've got to jump over a bog. So watch everybody successfully leapfrog the bog, and I jumped straight in it. Oh God, look at that. So, look at that. Straight away, in the first K, first mile, I'm running now with 1 foot, approximately 13 stone heavier than the other one, because it's just full of mud. Even though I'm wearing Gore-Tex shoes, my left foot is now soaked. So that's good, isn't it? That's always a good start. Anyway, getting up to that 2nd kilometre, as you can see, we're going uphill. And I've banked a slightly slower K there. So remember, I wanted to get round in under 50 minutes, which I thought would be a respectable time. And little did I know how hard to achieve a 50 minutes that would have been. So we're a third of the way in now. And upcoming is quite a pleasant downhill. So we're now about to enter the Castle Morton Commons section, which is probably, well, in my opinion, it doesn't go on long enough. It's only about 500 metres or so, maybe a bit longer than that, of nice downhill tarmac. But this is a multi-terrain race, so you can't really call it just a trail race, because, you know, we do spend a fair bit of time on nice solid tarmac like I'm running on now. So I can pick up the pace slightly, and remember, I'm not racing it just yet, so I'm just trying to keep my pace below 5 minutes a K. So here we go, water station, here we go, lovely jubbly. Paper cups? No. So I went to pinch it so I can get a proper gulp of water, but I cracked the cup straight away, went everywhere. So yeah, that wasn't great. But now we're approaching 5K and the hill, the horrible hill. I didn't film any of it because I forgot, because I was just basically trying to work on surviving and staying alive. But this is my slowest kilometre of the lot. So now is the time to start racing this race. So the objective is not to get overtaken from this point onwards, and only overtake people. So we've got a really nice, long, fast section of downhill. Brilliant, got overtaken straight away. So that guy in the white with the green stripe looks like he's going to get away from me. Anyway, what the deal is now, we've got 4 kilometres left, and we're going to race as hard as we can. So I've got to try and pace this smartly, so I can't really be going proper 10k pace, because if I do, then I'm just going to blow up massively. And at the same time, I do want to try and reel a couple of people in if I can. So I'm trying to just lock onto this guy with a 24/7 vest and just, yeah, keep him in my sights and not let him get too far away. There are people coming the other way, so there is a little out and back section, and on this section, which is quite interesting, a marshal has just told me he thinks I look comfortable, and he wonders, he said, no, he didn't wonder, he says, you can overtake these guys on this little stretch. And he's got in my head, and guess what, I can't resist. So there's white top, green stripe man. We've re-overtaken him. So the rule is don't get overtaken. And even if he did overtake me, but I've overtaken him back, that means I have not been overtaken. Unless he overtakes me back at the end.
Someone throw it over me. Go on, get me. Oh yeah, baby. Oh
so
yeah.
There we go. I just thought, couldn't be bothered with the plastic cup, so just soak me. Who just got the kids to throw the water over me. Right, couple more to reel in. Come on, Andy. How are you doing? How are you doing? Can you? So there's a sign for the 5k race that's saying 4k. So that means we've got a k to go. Now, before the race started, when I was looking at the course elevation plot, I didn't really pay too much attention to this last bit because I was looking at the hill at 6k. But this, I would say, was worse. It wasn't quite as steep, but the finish hill just went on forever.
Were we going straight down? Oh, my legs nearly went then.
So that stile was a grand total of about 8 inches tall, and I nearly fell over it. So by now my legs are jelly, but there's a couple of people in the distance.
This is horrible. This is the hardest end to a race ever. Oh my god.
Red top. No, he looks like he's too far ahead. Hang on, there's a new person to chase down. I think I can see someone in a white top. Come on, Andy, pick your head up. Head's down, look at that. Head is just buried in the ground.
Get me back to Worcester.
Little Worcester-based joke there. Basically, because Worcester's flat. So, hang on a minute, Marshall. What's happened there? He's just cut a corner, and the Marshall has not let me cut the corner. I think we could have a DQ on our hands there. Fella in the white being given preferential treatment. So I've made about 800 metres back on this lad, but now he decides to sprint finish. Can I track him down? Can I? Oh, if it was about 20 metres further, I probably could have. But we're across the line. 49.32. And I think I speak for all of us when I say, thank God that's over, because that was brutal. But also pretty damn awesome.
That was the hardest race I've ever done in my life. Oh my god.
Nice, Andy. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Okay.
Steeper than the Worcester 10k, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Buckets full of water and sponges.
Cheers. Oh my god. Thank God that's over. Jesus Christ, thank you. That was horrendous, that finish.
Now, don't you feel good for doing it?
I do now. Right, so I think I did 49.31-ish. So, what's your name? Sorry,
James.
Mate. James, how did you do, mate?
Bang on 49, I think, maybe a little bit over.
Yeah.
But
And you were just saying you're a Worcester lad, so these hills have humbled us today, haven't they?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that finish was hard, wasn't it?
It wasn't really the heat, to be honest. It was just that it was coming through the fields there.
Yeah.
Just power sacking and it's quite bumpy as well.
Yeah.
So you're trying to stay upright as well.
Yeah, my legs just turned to jelly towards the end. So, just James, right?
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Well
Good
done,
lad.
Andy.
How'd you get on, mate?
Yeah, second in the 5k.
Second,
2025 or something like that. So
Good
yeah,
man. Was it close or were they miles away? Or?
Ethan was. He just came in just under 20 minutes. So
Okay.
About 25 seconds. ahead
So you
of
could
me,
sort of see him.
But I think once he knew he had me on the last hill, he eased off a little
Yeah,
bit.
fair
But
enough.
he did have me. I didn't have the legs to catch him,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Hey, mate, got on the podium though. That's insane.
Well, thank you.
Good lad. Well
I've got
done,
to stay
mate.
for the presentation,
Yeah.
which means I'll have to have a few beers. So
Yeah, good man.
Definitely.
Well, there you go. We got the medal, and I know it's easy to say this when you're coming through the finish in what feels like a ball of flames. Well, more like a quivering mess. When you say that was the hardest race I've ever done, it's easy to say that, isn't it, when you feel like that? But I genuinely think that could have been the hardest race that I've ever done, just simply because of the terrain. The hills are okay. They obviously were bad, but it's just the terrain. It's like when you, like at one point I ran through a bog, everybody else jumped it, but I sort of couldn't change my footing quick enough. I stood right in a bog. So from that was in the first kilometre as well. So for the last 9k, I felt like I was running with a 3 stone left shoe. And yeah, the hills obviously were bad, but it's just the concentration of like running through the woods, you know, running over that hard packed gravel and just looking for tree roots and hoping you're not going to fall over. And you know, it's a different kind of exhaustion running on the trails, because you're constantly you know, you're constantly worried you're going to fall or roll your ankle or fall in a bog, or you know, that sort of thing. So, but all in all, a really good race, and that was a really good reflection on the Malvern Joggers Club. They seem like a really nice bunch, and that was a good race, and definitely, if not the hardest, definitely one of the hardest races I've ever done. Apparently it's around about 200 meters of elevation in there. I don't know what the actual figure is, I'll have to have a look. I got round in around about 49.5 minutes, which I'm super pleased with. And again, one thing I am pleased with is I said I'll get to the top of that hill at Swinyard Hill and then I'll race the last 4k, and I don't think I got overtaken from that point, and I did manage to reel a few people in. And one thing that I really liked was I was just gone around the out and back section around the where we did like a little loop of a field, and the marshal said to me, he said, "You look comfortable, you do. I reckon you could go and get them. You can overtake them on this little bit of road." And I don't know, it just gave me a bit of a confidence boost, and I kind of started, you know, shimmying my way through the pack. So that was good, and I'm glad that guy said that, because that did give me a boost. And yeah, ran quite well. Obviously the result can't be compared to a road 10k, but that was a lot of fun. So now there is hot food available, and I think it's a chili. And I think if you're a runner, you get a free bit of scrants. That's what I'm going to go and do, and then I'm going to go home. So I hope you've enjoyed this little lastminute.com 10k race. I think I'll do this one again, because it was only 20 quid. Nice little local club race. Yeah, I think I'll give it another bash. So see you guys in the next one. Take it easy wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.
It's on.